What's up with you, family? I got a question for y'all. I want y'all to think of the person that has done like the worst this year. I want y'all to think about this. Think about the person that you dislike the most, the person that you feel like has done like the worst thing, right? And the thought experiment was, all right, because we always talk about, what's required to counsel somebody, or even the whole Jonathan Majors thing. Look, we've seen the baby come back, right? So what is required for redemption is the question, right? Because there has to be a pathway for redemption. I ain't saying forgiveness. I ain't saying none of that. But if there's no pathway for redemption, right, then nobody gives a fuck about being canceled. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to have a process to where it be like, you did this, and I ain't talking about just jail, right? My brother Keenan said it earlier today. He said only in the black community our criminals get villainized. He say shit in every other community, man, they get celebrated. You know what I mean? We love the Sopranos. You know what I'm saying? We love the mob. We love the mafia. The Godfather. Yeah. When we love the cartels, only in the black community our criminals get vilified, because in America it was born off criminality, built off criminality. All the billionaires in the world, they had to do something criminal in order to get on. You're not gonna show me, and I promise you, and I mean every single last one that exists, gotta break some kind of rules, laws, and regulations. But the question is, because we was talking about Chris Brown, and they like Chris Brown got, he's not canceled, of course, because people still go to his shows, buy his music. He's had, hits over hits over hits. But it's like, when something happens, what's the process for redemption? And that's the thing I want to know. And I want to talk to the person who is the most adamant, hateful, vile person. It's like with Jonathan Majors. I hire him instantly to do a movie or a show. I think when you start acting like you counsel, that's the only time you counsel. And one of the easiest ways to look at it is, if that was your family member, would you forgive them? And because they're not your family member, you're not going to forgive them? That's hypocrisy to me. Because I know my brothers or sisters or cousins have done something that I didn't like. I don't counsel a family member. That's just like immature child stuff. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not going to counsel a family member. We forgive family all day long. So those are somebody else's family. Why? Because we don't know them personally. We can't, but we taking it personal even if we don't know them. So I just think that we got a weird way of emotionalizing things and holding on to things and personalizing things when we don't even give people an outlet for redemption. And each offense that we see in the world is different. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's offenses is not the same. So just because you don't like them because you haven't got over an issue that's deep rooted within you emotionally, you know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about the general sensibility about society and the way we go about discarding human beings without giving them redemption, which is kind of like, I want you to die. I'm done with you. I want you to make no money. I want none of the good you have ever done matters. Like, we have to be able to differentiate things from a logical standpoint. You know what I'm saying? We don't give grace, redemption, or forgiveness. We don't give none. We're constantly talking about shit that we bothered by, and we get emotional as hell. You feel me? But it's just different. And I feel like black men are showing the least amount of grace of all categories of men on this planet Earth. Or people, not just men, people. We ain't giving no grace. Oh, man. But yeah, it just goes to that whole point. You know what I mean? Because I think about things of that nature. And me and my brother Steve was having this conversation. Is that, black men in America aren't giving any grace. And just society is just fake, right? We literally watch couples for a living. Zeus is built off a network of people having domestic violent issues. Love and hip hop is built off domestic violent issues. You know what I'm saying? But so it's when I look at somebody like Jonathan Majors, first of all, that brother was rising a super rising star. Now, he made his own mistakes and things of that nature. You know what I mean? Tripping out with these ladies and being on some, messing with these Beckys and going crazy. That ain't what I'm talking about. I just want to get to the thought process of what is the process of redemption? Where, or do you allow the people who've been hurt and triggered, and because they've never healed from somebody hurting them, then they get to hold a grudge forever on somebody that re-triggers them, and say that this person can never ever work again, can never ever have the possibility of learning from this and moving forward, because then you destroy the reward, right, of redemption. You destroy the reward of learning. You destroy the reward of becoming a new person. You know what I mean? Because the person is like, well, what's the point of that if I can no longer get in the good graces of society? Right? What's the point if I can no longer be redeemed? What's the point of... Yeah, I see them. They mobbing. Nephews out here. Little LA bikers. What's the point? If you can't get redemption and your change is not accepted and becoming a better person is not accepted by society, what's the point of doing it? Besides for yourself, of course. So that tells me that you have to go your whole life being perfect. And if you make one mistake, then you have to give up on life. That to me is crazy. You know what I'm saying? That makes no sense. So that was just my thought, man. I just wanted to share that with y'all. But in reality, nobody truly gets counseled unless you counsel yourself. And the only way to do that is to act like you counsel. That's it. I believe people should be consulted. I believe that we should have the ability to counsel people, not cancel, but like if you see something that you don't like in the world before, because otherwise we become like the FBI, where you build a case on a person. You're not trying to prevent them from making a mistake where the FBI be like, listen, I see what you're doing, what you got going on. Listen, we already watching you. If you keep doing it, we're going to lock you up. No, they ain't going to let you know that. They going to let you make so many mistakes, so they got an iron tight case against you so that they can lock you up, because they're not about prevention. So if the goal is to be about prevention, right, then that means that we have to, assist people and counsel them before they get to the point where it's no return. Right? You see somebody doing bad business, listen, man, I'm a businessman. Let me give you some game and some guidance so that you don't go down this path and things get messed up. But if you're not willing to counsel people, then your cancellation don't matter. And a lot of people will watch you just so that they can see you fail, so that they can say, I told you so, rather than help you so that you never fail, so they never have to tell you, I told you so. So I think that it's a very tragic and toxic culture that we have, where we just waiting for people to fall. And I don't like that. I don't respect it at all. You know what I mean? And a lot of y'all just be weirdos trying to get your rocks off because you've been hurt and you can't wait to see somebody else hurt, and you become a sadist. You know what I mean? Getting the pleasure of other people's pain. So that's my thought for now. Take it or leave it. Peace to the family.